afternoon. It's 1:35 p.m. on January 23rd. Welcome to the regular Seminole County Code Enforcement Board meeting. We're going to get started. I want to start by first having Madam Clerk give a roll call, please.
Chairman Dennis Warren.
Here.
Catherine Thompson.
Here.
Mike Simon.
For the record is late. Dudley Bates.
Here.
Craig Davis.
Here.
Kevin Ross Andino.
Here.
And Don Peterson, for the record, is excused. And Yvette Brown.
Here.
Thank you. We're going to do a few things before we get going on the hearings. First, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be followed in by the swearing of the witnesses. So after you do the pledge, if you're going to be speaking in any manner today, please remain standing so we can swear you in. And then we're going to possibly revise the agenda to make sure we take care of the people that are here first. And then we'll begin the hearing. So if we could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Again, remain standing. If you're going to be testifying in any manner, raise your right hand facing the clerk so she can swear you in, please.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you will provide is the truth? Perfect.
Thank you. And we, does this have to be revised?
No, you're going to go straight down the
Okay.
agenda. Everyone's present today.
Yeah, okay. No revision needed. Everybody is here. So we'll follow the agenda just the way it's outlined. And before we get started, folks, let me just read you some information here. Good afternoon and welcome to the January 23rd, 2025 hearing of the Seminole County Code Enforcement Board. Before we begin, I would like to advise everyone about the procedures that govern appearances before the board. The meeting is open to the public under Florida Government and Sunshine Law. Therefore, every effort will be made to hear all persons having relevant evidence or arguments to offer. The ethics law of the state of Florida requires that the county keep track of every person who appears before an official hearing officer of the county, including this board, whether in an effort to influence or any decision making or to encourage the passage, defeat, or modification of any proposal or recommendation. In order to implement Sunshine Law, it is required that every person who appears before this board needs to be registered with the clerk to our left. The cases where the respondents are present and signed in will be heard first. You will be sworn in or affirmed by the clerk. Once all the cases where the respondents are present have been heard, which is what we have today, so we won't be going down any others. When your case is called, please be seated at the table reserved for the respondents. That's up here in the front. In that the county has a burden of proving a violation exists, the county will present their case, and then the respondent will be allowed to present their case. Additionally, please limit your comments to only information relating to this case. Each party may question witnesses offered on behalf of the other party. Additionally, staff members may question those appearing before us. We will then make our decision based on the evidence and the testimony presented by both parties. All proceedings before us are electronically recorded. Please speak directly into the microphone at the center of the table and state your name clearly before presenting your case. Should you need assistance due to a hearing impairment or language barrier, please inform the clerk upon registration. To avoid interference with cases being presented to us, all cell phones and other electronic devices are to be turned off in silence while in the chambers. Thank you for your cooperation. Okay, those are the general rules. With those being addressed, we're going to go ahead and get started here, and we will start with item number 1 on page 1. That'll be case number 24-71 CEB Trinity and Joshua Bailey, 181 Langford Drive, Chiliota, Florida, 32766. If you are the respondent for that, If you please walk up to the table here. And then if I could get you to state your name, sir.
Joshua Bailey.
Thank you, and that address is correct, right?
181 Langford Drive.
Yes, sir, thank you.
I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on.
That's okay. We're going to get started, as I said, we'll present your case, and you'll have the opportunity here momentarily to speak to that matter. So, Officer Hill, whenever you're ready.
Good afternoon, Officer Hill, Seminole County Sheriff's Office Code Enforcement East Region. This is case 2471 CEB, Respondent Trinity and Joshua Bailey. I'm submitting a copy of my PowerPoint to the clerk as Exhibit 1. This case is 2471 CEB, located at 181 Langford Drive in Tuliota. Violation charge to Seminole County Code, Chapter 95, Section 95.4, as defined in 95.3A, rubbish. My initial inspection was on December 19th, 2024, with notices to respondent on December 20th of 2023, January 22nd of 2024, and February 8th, 2024. Compliance dates were January 17th, February 5th, and February 22nd, 2024. Follow-up inspections included yesterday, and the violation of rubbish still remains on the subject property. My initial inspection was on December 19th, 2023, showing some mirrors and some, it looks like maybe tabletop glass. These photos were taken on the same date. Again, the same date. These photos, again, taken on December 19th. Photos taken on the same date. This is all part of the backyard. These photos were taken on January 18th of 2024. These photos were taken on the same date. This is the front yard. This was taken on the same date. This is on the side of the property. These photos were taken on the same date as well. These photos were taken February 7th, 2024, front yard and side yard. Photos were taken on February 7th. Again, on the right photo is from the front left side, and the left photo is from the front yard. These photos were taken on the same date. This is the side yard and backyard. These photos were taken on the same date, so the rubbish remains. Photos were taken February 26th of 2024, still rubbish remains. Photos were taken on February 26th, no progress. Again, same date. Again, same date, no progress. Same date. These were taken yesterday. There has been a lot of progress made on the property. There are still some items that remain. There is some scattered trash you can see on the right side, in the right side photo. And then in the next slide, there's a little bit of fencing left, stained glass leaning against the front of the house. And then some other items still on the left side of the property. The suggested recommendation is based on the testimony and evidence presented in case 2471 CEB. It is determined that the respondent, Trinity and Joshua Bailey, are the owners of record located at 181 Langford Drive in Seminole County as determined by property appraisers' records, in possession or control of the property, and is in violation of Seminole County Code, Chapter 95, Section 95.4 is defined in 95.3A. It's further recommended the Code Enforcement Board issue an order for the respondent to correct the violation on or before midnight of February 7th, 2025. In order to correct the violation, the respondent must remove all the rubbish from the subject property. Respondent does not comply with the order, a fine of $100 will be imposed for each day the violation continues or is repeated after compliance. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Any questions for Officer Hill? Seeing none, sir, this is your opportunity to speak. It looks like we have two different violations. This is the first one. So if you have anything to offer in regards to this particular violation, we're here to hear it now. This board will make a decision.
No, I'll just say that as Officer Hill pointed out, there's been some recent progress on it. I did get a licensed contractor to clean up the rubbish and dispose of it at the dump and everything. Unfortunately, they didn't take everything as was shown in the slides. I'm still working to get that part done.
Okay. And any questions?
Are you going to be able to do that by February 7th?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then I move to accept staff's recommendation as presented.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Ross, second by Ms. Townsend, to accept staff's recommendation as presented, which is find there is a violation, needs to be corrected by February 7th, or a $100 a day. Fines will start at that point for this particular violation. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's what we've done. You've got to the 7th. You said it works for you. That's great. Sit tight till we hear the second violation. Officer.
Officer Hill, Seminole County Sheriff's Office Code Enforcement East Region. This is case 2472 CEB, Trinity and Joshua Bailey. I'm submitting a copy of this PowerPoint to the clerk as Exhibit 1. Again, this is case 2472 CEB, Trinity and Joshua Bailey, located at 181 Langford Drive in Tuliota. Violation charge is Seminole County Code, Chapter 95, Section 95.4, is defined in 95.3B, uncultivated vegetation. My initial inspection was on December 19th, 2023, with notice to respondents on December 20th, 2023, January 22nd, and February 8th of 2024, with a few compliance dates, and the last follow-up inspection was yesterday. The results of my inspection is that the uncultivated vegetation remains on the subject property. These photos are taken on my initial inspection on December 19th, 2023. Photos were taken on the same date. This is the back, that was the backyard and side yard. These were taken January 18th of 2024. It was cut down somewhat, but still in violation of being over 8 inches in height. Photos were taken on February 7th, 2024. Again, same date. These photos were taken on February 26th of 2024. These photos were taken July 30th of 2024. These photos were taken August 19th, 2024. These photos were taken yesterday, so you see some of the grass is cut, but then there are other portions of the property that are over 8 inches in height. And this is the front yard and side yard. So the suggested recommendation by the code enforcement officer is based on the testimony evidence presented in case 2472 CEB. It's determined that the respondents, Trinity and Joshua Bailey, are the owners of record located at 181 Langford Drive in Seminole County, as determined by the property appraiser's records, in possession or control of the property, and is in violation of Seminole County Code, Chapter 95, Section 95.4, as defined in 95.3B. It's further recommended that the Code Enforcement Board issue an order for the respondent to correct the violation on or before midnight of February 7th of 2025, or to correct the violation, the respondent must remove all the uncultivated vegetation in excess of 8 inches in height from the property. If the respondent does not comply with the order, a fine of $50 will be imposed for each day the violation continues or is repeated after compliance. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Any questions for Officer Hill? Seeing none, Mr. Bailey, this is the vegetation issue, so it's your opportunity again to speak to this. Again, you heard she's recommended by February 7th, or a $50 a day fine kicks in. That's what we need to hear about.
No, that seems totally achievable. Similar to getting a contractor for disposing of the rubbish, I'll be lining up somebody to come and mow regularly. I think that the biggest problem in the photos that were taken yesterday from the left side of the yard were some ferns that were growing there. They just tend to grow faster than the grass, so I'm going to have the lawn maintenance people focus specifically there. But yeah.
Any questions for Mr. Bailey? Or a motion?
When will you be having this mowed?
I'm hoping to have it mowed every 2 weeks, maybe. But right now, it's still relatively short. I can weed eat the ferns. I just need to have somebody go there on a regular basis. So I'll have that lined up soon.
I move to accept staff's recommendation as presented.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Ross, second by Mr. Bates, accept staff's recommendation as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's what we've done, same time frame. This one, if it's not done, will be $50 a day for that time going forward. Just make sure you get a hold of Officer Hill when you think you're done here, and And thank you so much for coming in and taking care of this. We really appreciate that.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, sir. Moves us to item number 3. It's on page 2. It's case number 24-91, CEB Laverne and Henry Jones, 503 Prairie Lake Drive, Fern Park, 32730. If you're here for that case, if you could step up if you're a respondent. And your names, please.
I'm Marty. Good
Whole
afternoon.
name. Angela Morris.
And your relationship to the case?
They're my parents.
Okay, thanks.
And I'm the granddaughter.
Okay. Thank you. Whenever you're ready, Officer Adair.
Code Enforcement Officer Cameron Adair, Seminole County Sheriff's Office South Region. This is case number 24-91-CEB. The respondents are Laverne and Henry Jones. I'd like to submit a copy of this PowerPoint presentation to the clerk as Exhibit A. So again, this is case number 24-91-CEB. This is located at 503 Prairie Lake Drive in Seminole County, Florida. The violation charge is Seminole County Code, Chapter 95, Section 95.4, as defined in 95.3E, abandoned or junked vehicles. My initial inspection was on June 3rd, 2024. Notices to respondents were June 18th and July 2nd, 2024. Compliance dates were set for July 2nd, 2024 and July 17th, 2024. Follow-up inspections were as follows, and my most recent one was yesterday, January 22nd, 2025. The result of follow-up inspections, the abandoned or junked vehicle violation remains on subject property. So these are photos from the initial inspection on June 3rd, 2024. It shows that there are 2 vehicles on the right side of the property. There's an RV with its hood open. You can see vegetation growth in it, and there's also a silver Cadillac with no tag, grass growing to the frame, and flat tires. Follow-up inspection, same results in both vehicles. This is another follow-up inspection on July 2nd, 2024, same results. Follow-up inspection on July 22nd as well, same results. This is date of posting on January 10th. Also January 10th, 2025, the posting date, the vehicles remain. You can see that the hood of the RV has been closed and the vegetation growing from it has been cut, but there's been no signs or contact to me showing the vehicle's operable. This is yesterday's inspection. The Cadillac has been removed, but again, the RV has not been proven to be operable. The second suggested recommendation is based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 24-91-CEB. It is determined that the respondents, Laverne and Henry Jones, are the owners of record of the property located at 503 Prairie Lake Drive, located in Seminole County as determined by the property appraiser's records, are in possession or control of the property, and are in violation of Seminole County Code, Chapter 95, Section 95.4, as defined in 95.3E. It is further recommended that the Code Enforcement Board issue an order for the respondent to correct the violation on or before midnight of February 7th, 2025. In order to correct the violation, the respondent must remove or repair all inoperable vehicles or store them in an enclosed garage or a permanently attached carport. If the respondent does not comply with the order, a fine of $100 will be imposed for each day the violation continues or is repeated after compliance. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Any questions for Officer Adair?
Just one. So if it was operable, it would be permitted to have the RV there? Or is that the main issue, that you haven't been proven whether it's operable or not?
Correct.
Okay.
And just the RV is what's left?
Correct.
And one other question, there are no prior, this is not related to prior violations with?
No, separate property.
Okay. 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 This is your opportunity to speak to these, to this particular violation?
She since retired, but Miss Dorothy knows that that RV works. But secondly, my brother lives in that RV. That is the last thing on the property. My mother passed in 17, the end of 17. My father purchased the RV with a bill of sale. He has since lost that bill of sale. So if need be, I'll find a way to get it tagged and registered.
I don't think tagging's the issue, is it, Mr. Adair?
So the vehicle tagging doesn't necessarily matter. It doesn't relate to this. I need to see the vehicle move forward and backward. But since you just admitted your brother lives in it, that's another violation in itself, and I'd have to open up another case on that.
Why would that be?
Yeah, you
I have a
can't-
neighbor right across in front of me, and they live in an RV as well.
Can't live in an RV. You're only allowed one house per parcel, and RV is technically classified as another dwelling.
Okay. That's fine. He can go inside the house. So then what would I need to do? Register the vehicle and show you that it moves backwards and forwards?
Yeah, you just crank up the RV, let it start, move it forward a couple feet, put it in reverse.
So you don't have record from Miss Dorothy that that RV works?
I do not know.
And that they can stop at any, he can come next week and want to see it work again. That's not probably going to happen, but
Right.
you need to be prepared to show them that it works. That's the issue. It's got to
Okay.
backwards and forwards. That's our manual.
So it doesn't need to be tagged necessarily, it just needs to, you just need to see it move?
Correct.
Okay.
And my brother just goes out to get rid of my sister, so he can go in the house.
Any other questions for the respondents by anyone? So you see what's being considered by this board here it has to be fixed by, you have to be able to show that it moves backwards, forwards by February 7th this year, or it's going to be, a fine kicks in $100 a day. Doable?
Is it doable, Daddy? Is it doable? To move it backwards and forward by February 7th? Can you show
He
him?
hasn't been sworn in, so just keep going.
Okay,
Yes, it's
Thank-
doable.
thank you. Okay, any other questions or?
Okay.
Okay, sir. Or a motion?
Motion to accept staff's recommendation is presented.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Ross, second by Mr. Bates to accept staff's recommendation as presented, which is corrective violation by February 7th or $100 a day fine begins then. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's what we've done, so if you can get that done, we're good.
Thank you.
And thank you for fixing the other stuff, I guess, because we haven't seen you since then, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, moves us to, it'll be item number 4 on the agenda. I'm sorry, it's on page 3. Case number 24-96 CEB Jeffrey Mencione, 3845 Heritage Oaks Court, Oviedo, Florida, 32765. And there are 2 other ones. We'll take them one at a time. So we'll begin with this one, and Officer Hill, whenever you're ready.
Good afternoon, Officer Hill, Seminole County Sheriff's Office Code Enforcement East Region. This is case number 2496 CEB, respondent Jeffrey Mencione. I am submitting a copy of this PowerPoint to the clerk as Exhibit 1. This violation is located at 3845 Heritage Oaks Court in Oviedo. Violation charge is Seminole County Code Chapter 95, Section 95.4 is defined in 95.3B, uncultivated vegetation. My initial inspection was on September 5th, 2024, with notice to respondents on September 6th and October 3rd, and a last letter on October 25th of 2024. Compliance dates were September 26th and October 17th, 2024. Follow-up inspections, including yesterday, and the results of my inspection is the violation of uncultivated vegetation no longer remains on the property. These photos were taken on September 5th of 2024. These photos were taken on the same date. This is the front yard. These were taken on September 30th of 2024. These photos were taken on October 21st, 2024. This photo was taken on October 21st. These photos were taken November 12th of 2024, where he's in compliance. He was still in compliance the day I posted the property on January 10th of this year. This photo was taken yesterday, and his property is still in compliance for uncultivated vegetation. The suggested recommendation is based on the testimony and evidence presented in case 2496 CEB. It is determined that the respondent, Jeffrey Mencion, is the owner of record located at 3845 Heritage Oaks Court in Seminole County, is determined by property appraiser's record, in possession or control of the property, and was in violation of Seminole County Code, Chapter 95, Section 95.4, as defined in 95.3B. It is further recommended the Code Enforcement Board issue an order for the respondent to refrain from repeating the violation on or before midnight of January 23rd of 2025. The respondent does not comply with the order, a fine of $50 will be imposed for each day the violation continues or is repeated after compliance. The reason why I'm asking for an order on this property is because I have not heard from the respondent at all during this time. This came in, not his property in particular, but there was a complaint on our property on this street. And so since it was a similar violation, I had opened 11 cases on that street, and this was one of them and the only one that has not come into compliance. So as of now, this violation is in compliance, but he's got 2 other cases. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Any questions for Officer Hill? Sir, this is your opportunity to speak to this matter. She said you are in compliance. So we're here today to determine whether or not there was a violation, and if there was, establish an order that says that. So that's on this one violation. You're welcome to offer anything you'd like. We have the other 2 we're going to hear momentarily.
Okay, yeah.
What's his name?
Oh, I'm sorry, what's your name, sir?
Jeffrey Mencion.
Okay, thank you. Anybody have a motion? Again, the recommendation is, well, it's done, but for the record, the order would say corrected by January 23rd or $50 a day fine. It is corrected, so.
Can I help?
Yes, ma'am.
The motion would be the property was in violation, the property is currently in compliance. Any violation after January 23rd may result in a fine of $50 per occurrence.
Sounds much better. Thank you.
I will move, I so articulated so I don't have to do it again myself.
Second.
Okay, have a motion by Mr. Ross, second by Mr. Bates. Everybody understand the motion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, so what we've done, there is an order to that effect. Thank you for getting it corrected. We're going on to the second of 3 here, which will be on the same page. It's case number 24-97 CEB, same respondent, same address. Officer Hill, whenever you're ready to explain this one.
Officer Hill, Seminole County Sheriff's Office, Code Enforcement East Region. This is case 2497 CEB, Jeffrey Mencion, located at 3845 Heritage Oaks Court in Oviedo. Violation charge, the Seminole County Code, Chapter 95, Section 95.4 is defined in 95.3E, abandoned or junk vehicles. And I apologize, I'm submitting a copy of this PowerPoint to the clerk as Exhibit 1. My initial inspection was on September 30th of 2024 with notice to respondent on October 3rd and October 25th, 2024, with a last letter on November 14th, 2024, with compliance dates of October 17th and November 8th, 2024, and follow-up inspections including yesterday. The violation of a junk vehicle remains on the subject property. This photo was taken on my initial inspection on September 30th, 2024. This vehicle has 2 flat tires. The decal is also expired, even though that is not the current expiration date. The correct expiration date, I don't know why the decal's not on it, but it expired in 2018, actually. And these photos were taken on October 21st, 2024, so with flat tires. Photo was taken on November 12th, 2024, flat black tire. Photos were taken on November 12th again. This photo was taken of my posting. This photo was taken on January 22nd, which was yesterday, and the tires remain flat. Suggested recommendation is based on the testimony and evidence presented in case 2497 CEB. It is determined that the respondent, Jeffrey Mention, is the owner of record located at 3845 Heritage Oaks Court, located in Seminole County, is determined by property appraisers' records, in possession or control of the property, and is in violation of Seminole County Code, Chapter 95, Section 95.4, is defined in 95.3E. It is further recommended the Code Enforcement Board issue an order for the respondent to correct the violation on or before midnight of February 7th, 2025. In order to correct the violation, the respondent must remove, repair, or place junk vehicle inside a garage or permitted attached carport. If the respondent does not comply with the order, a fine of $100 will be imposed for each day the violation continues or is repeated after compliance. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Questions, Officer Hill? Seeing none, sir, this is your opportunity to speak to this. This is obviously something that apparently still needs to be fixed.
Yep.
You heard the recommendation. I can remind you if you forgot, but that's what we're here for. So go ahead, sir.
All right, yeah, it will be corrected by the 7th.
Thank you. By the 7th, February 7th. February 7th.
February 7th, yes.
Officer, I forgot to add up. How many visits have you made to the property?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 in total.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So is there, again, staff's recommendation is for it to be corrected by February 7th, or a $100 a day fine would start from there, and we would also be finding that there was a violation.
I'll move the
That's
staff's
correct.
recommendation.
Motion to that effect by Mr. Bates, seconded
I'll second.
us that there was a violation, is a violation. It will need to be corrected by February 7th, or a $100 a day fine starts at that point. Everybody clear? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's what we've done. We've got that, and we have one more for you, sir. It is on the next page, page 4. It's case number 24-98 CEB. Same respondent, same address, different violation. Officer Hill, whenever you're ready.
Officer Hill, Seminole County Sheriff's Office Code Enforcement East Region. This is case number 2498 CEB, respondent Jeffrey Mention. I am submitting a copy of this PowerPoint to the clerk as Exhibit 1. The violation is located at 3845 Heritage Oaks Court in Oviedo. Violation charges Seminole County Land Development Code, Chapter 30, Part 14, Section 30.14.19L. Fences, all fences shall be maintained in their original upright condition. My initial inspection was on September 5th of 2024, with notice to respondent on September 6th, October 3rd of 2024, with the last letter on October 23rd, 2024. Compliance dates were September 26th and October 17th of 2024, with multiple follow-up inspections, including yesterday. The violation of a dilapidated fence remains on the subject property. These photos were taken on my initial inspection on September 5th, 2024. On the right side of the property, you see by the air conditioner unit, there are two posts that appear to have had a gate at one point, and the same on the left side of the property as well. These photos were taken on September 30th, 2024. These photos were taken on September 30th, 2024. These photos were taken on October 21st, 2024. Photos were taken on November 12th, 2024. This photo was taken on the same date. And these photos were taken on January 10th, 2025. These photos were taken the day of posting on January 10th. These photos were taken yesterday. Suggested recommendation by the Code Enforcement Officer is based on the testimony and evidence presented in case 2498 CEB. It is determined that the respondent, Jeffrey Mention, is the owner of record located at 3845 Heritage Oaks Court, located in Seminole County, is determined by property appraisers' records, in possession of control of property, and is in violation of Seminole County Land Development Code, Chapter 30, Part 14, Section 30.14.19L. It's further recommended the Code Enforcement Board issue an order for respondent to correct the violation on or before midnight of February 7, 2025. In order to correct the violation, the respondent must remove or repair the dilapidated fence to its original upright condition. So if he has no other fence and it's just these posts that had gates, all he has to do is remove the posts. If the respondent does not comply with the order, a fine of $100 will be imposed for each day the violation continues or is repeated after compliance. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Any questions, for Officer Hill? Sir, again, it's your opportunity. It sounds like.
I have a
Yeah,
question
yes,
of the
ma'am.
officer.
Sure.
Hey, there's nothing in the backyard that creates a hazard?
No, there's no pool.
Okay, your opportunity.
Yeah, if it's a post that need to be removed, that's fine. I mean, they're just posts. There's no gate, there's no fence, there's nothing there.
That's correct, right, Officer Hill?
Yes.
Yep, that's what we got.
That's fine. I can remove those by then.
Okay, motion by,
Motion to accept staff's recommendation?
Second?
motion by Mr. Ross, second by Mr. Bates, accept staff's recommendation, which is there is a violation, and it needs to be fixed by February 7th, or a $100 a day fine will be imposed at that point forward. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? That's what we've done. You've got that amount of time, and just make sure you communicate with Officer Hill whenever you think you're done with your stuff, so she can tell you if you're done or not.
Can I add
Yes,
something? If you don't reach out to her and she doesn't hear from you, the fines will accrue until she hears from you. So it's
Okay.
important that you reach out to her, okay?
All right.
All right. Moves us to, looks like maybe our last case here. It's item number 7 on page, we'll find it here, page 4, which is 24-106, CEB SG Group Korea LLC, Zen Business Registered Agent, 2045 SR, West SR 434, along with Florida 32779. And sir, once you get seated, if you give us your name and your relationship to this case.
My name is Dong Eun Shin, owner of the building. First of all, my English is not that great, so I'm trying my best to understand.
As long as you feel comfortable as we're going along, if you have an issue, just let us know, okay?
Okay.
That sounds pretty good so far here. Officer Tamulonis, whenever you're ready.
Good afternoon, Joanne Tamulonis, Seminole County Sheriff's Office, Code Enforcement, North Region. For the record, I'm submitting a copy of this PowerPoint to the clerk as Exhibit 1. This is case number 24106 CEB. The respondent is SG Group Korea LLC. This is located at 2045 West State Road 434 in Seminole County. The violation charge, Seminole County Code, Chapter 95, Section 95.4, as defined in 95.3A, rubbish. My first inspection on the property was on 8/21/24. I did send a notice out, but there was a problem with the mailing. It was returned. So the valid notice of violation went out to the respondent on 10/22/24 with the compliance date of 11/8/24. And you see the follow-up inspection is 9/25/24, 9/30/24, 10/21/24, 11/13/24, 1/6/25, and 1/22/25. Okay. So in the next slide, you'll see on 8/21/24. This is, by the way, this is a restaurant that is currently closed, and this appears to be rubbish buckets, things from the kitchen, various items considered rubbish out in the back parking lot. There was some stuff earlier in the side parking lot, but that was removed or taken. But this has remained since 8/21/24 in this photograph. And you'll see the same stuff continues to be there on 10/21/24 and 11/13/24 and on 1/9/25 and 1/9/25. I also posted the property for this hearing. And yesterday on 1/22/25. There's been no progress made. There's also a little bit of rubbish at the very rear of the property. I didn't put the photo in on this. There's some vegetation mostly. And my suggested recommendation to the Code Enforcement Board would be that, based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 24106 CEB, it is determined that the respondent, SG Group Korea LLC, is the owner of record of the property located at 2045 West State Road 434, located in Seminole County, is determined by the property appraiser's records, and in possession or control of the property, and is in violation of Seminole County Code, Chapter 95, Section 95.4, as defined in 95.3A. And further recommend the board issue an order for the respondent to correct the violation on or before midnight of February 6, 2025. In order to correct the violation, the respondent must remove the violation of rubbish from the property. If the respondent does not comply with the order, a fine of $100 will be imposed for each day the violation continues or is repeated after compliance. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Any questions for Officer Tamulanis? One is the business is closed down there?
Yes, yes. It was a restaurant, and it is not currently open. But this is the owner of the property.
Okay, that was my next question. All right, thank you. Another question, sir, this is your opportunity. You heard what the issue is, and the recommendation is to have it all fixed there by February 6th this year, or there'll be a fine kick in, so go ahead.
I'm so sorry about it's messed up, everything is, but I purchased this property 2003 December, and then the previous owner didn't recognize, didn't tell me about like the situation, the building, because he put on something, the extra building, the spare building is without permit, but I didn't inspect the building, so I purchased that. And then February 2024, there was a violation from the Seminole County. So the previous tenant has to stop running the business, the restaurant, and then the restaurant owner actually disappeared. And I even didn't know that because I was a different location. The letter is arrived. I didn't recognize it, and then. The previous tenant actually disappeared from the 2004 February, and then I immediately hired a contractor, and then from May, and he already submit the drawing and everything in Seminole County now, and then we still waiting the permit from the Seminole County. And as long as we get all the permit, we're gonna remodel all the restaurant, and we're gonna change our entire land, everything, put in asphalt, new asphalt, and a new roof, and a new everything. Make it.
Before you get too far with that, we're here for the rubbish only. Is that correct?
That's correct.
There may be other issues with this. What she has cited you on is the rubbish that she showed in those pictures.
Yeah,
there.
I will clean up. Yes.
Yeah, so the other stuff, is not relative.
I just want to share my story.
Well,
that
thank
one,
you.
yes,
Yeah, appreciate that, and I understand.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you can, yeah. Anything else you want to offer? You're welcome to stay by.
I would definitely clean up right away because I didn't recognize that letter is arrived. I received a letter from my restaurant in Dr. Phillips, Sand Lake. Even I didn't receive, my employee received it. So I definitely will clean up everything, make it clean. I hire maybe cleaning company. We'll clean up right away.
Any questions? Seeing none, okay. Motion, Mr.
I'll do it. Motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Ross, second by Mr. Bates, set staff's recommendation, which is fine. There is a violation. It needs to be corrected by February 6, 2025, or a fine of $100 a day will be imposed. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's what we've done. You have to February 6. If you have other stuff going on there, we're not addressing that. You focus on that with whoever you're dealing with on that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, and then cases not heard are following the ones we just did. Feel free to look at those if you want. Let me get back here. Oops. Doggone it. Where did my agenda go? There we go. Okay. Maybe it's behind it. I got you, okay. Got it. Okay, next order of business is the minutes, the approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from, which meeting would that have been? What's the date on that meeting?
It would have been December
5th.
2nd or 5th. Let's see.
December 5th.
December 5th.
December 5th, 2024.
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve those minutes that were sent out?
Motion to approve minutes from December 5th, 2024.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Townsend, second by Mr. Ross to accept the December 5th, 2024 minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Our next date is for hearings to meet is February 27th, 2025. If there's any issues, make sure the clerk knows as soon as you realize that. And then, do we have any new business for anybody here? Seeing none anywhere, okay, then we will adjourn at 2:22 PM. Thank you.